Hey guys, today I'm here with the Pace Edwards SwitchBlade Metal Retractable Bed Cover, fitting all 2016 and newer Toyota Tacomas. So if you're in search of a bed cover that's going to provide a lot of heavy-duty security and protection while also staying pretty low profile and sleek, then this option by Pace Edwards is going to be a good choice to take a look into. We offer a number of different tonneau covers or bed covers, including trifolds, roll-ups, soft covers, and hard covers. And with this, you're getting a hard cover that is completely retractable. So that hard cover feature is going to give you that security and that protection that you may be looking for all of the items that are stored inside your bed area. This is going to be made of a heavy-duty aluminum material, providing that security and protection, and it's going to have a very sleek black powder coat finish on top, which is going to protect that aluminum underneath from any rust or corrosion, and it's also going to do a good job at being weather resistant and keeping everything in your bed dry. Now that retractable feature is going to make this incredibly easy to use. So all you have to do when you open your tailgate is pinch two tabs and this will completely retract by itself. And when you're ready to cover your bed back up, you will have a handy strap there to close it up, and then all you have to do is close your tailgate and click everything into place. Now that's going to be perfect for somebody who wants a no-fuss tonneau cover that's very easy to use. They don't want to mess around with a trifold or a roll-up while also having something that's going to offer that security that a hard cover would. Not to mention, this is going to look very sleek mounted up to the back of your Tacoma, considering that this is completely low profile and providing a nice sleek black look. Now with all of that being said, this is going to be a more premium option considering all of the features that it has at roughly $1,400. However, I personally think it fits pretty well in that price point considering all of the features that this carries over. Now in comparison to other options, I personally think that this is one of the most user-friendly choices compared to something like a trifold or a roll-up or even a tonneau cover that has buttons around the side. Now those are usually going to involve a little bit more work when it comes to covering up your bed, so with something like this you're not really getting a lot of fuss. Not to mention, this is going to be for a hard cover, so other covers on the page for soft tonneau covers, those are going to do a really good job of providing protection from any inclement weather. However, when it comes to heavy duty security, this is going to provide a lot more protection. So overall, again, if you're looking for something that's going to give you some good security, it's going to look very sleek mounted up to the back of your Tacoma, and it's also going to be very easy to use, then this option by Pace Edwards is going to be a good choice to take a look at. Now install is going to be an easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It's going to take you no time to get this installed. You're just going to need about an hour's worth of time and some very basic hand tools. So speaking of that install, let's jump into that now. Tools that I use for my install were an impact wrench, a Phillips head screwdriver, a standard Allen key, 10mm socket, and a pair of scissors. So our first step to this install is to get our tonneau cover up into the bed, and this is going to be the canister part of our cover. Now if you have a factory cover, you will have to remove the factory cover, which is very easy to do. All you have to do is pull a couple of latches. Then you'll need a T30 Torx to remove the side rails. So what we're going to do first is place our canister down on the sides of our bed with the plastic piece facing the cab, and then this seal is going to be facing the tailgate. So we can place our canister up against our cab here and seat it all the way back. Now we can install our rails. Next, we can install our rail system. You want to make sure that you have the right side. They are going to be side specific. The bend or the curve is going to be at the tailgate side, and as you can tell, this flat part is going to sit over the side of our bed here. So essentially what this is going to do is just slide into place. And then once that's in place, what we can do is take our provided bolt, lock washer, and flat washer and put it up through the bottom and thread it into our rail here. All right, once it's threaded into place, we can tighten it up with a 10mm socket. And do the same thing for the other side. Now we can install our clamps. We're going to start with our factory rail for our inner tie down here. There's a little cap we can just press off. Then we're going to slide our inner tie down into our factory rail. You're gonna have 2. We can actually put that cap back on. Then we can move this down and attach our other part of the clamp into our new rail. This is gonna slide in at the back here. We're gonna put the one with the step on first. Then we can attach our second bracket. Now we're gonna leave everything loose for now. And then we'll tighten everything down at the end. Then we can grab the actual clamp part. We can line these up and loosely attach the hardware. So you're gonna have a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut. And again, we're gonna be loosely attaching these. Same goes for our second bracket. So what we can do now is attach our actual clamp to our rail here. So I'm gonna slide this up on our first bracket and attach the bolt, lock washer, and flat washer. We'll lightly thread that in. We still wanna be able to move this around. You're also gonna have a set screw on the first bracket. That's what that step is for in the second threaded hole. We're gonna thread that in. We're not gonna tighten it down because we still wanna be able to move this back and forth, but we can repeat that with this bracket as well with the bolt. All right, and then we can slide this up a little bit farther. Once everything's evened out, then we can tighten everything down. So once you have the clamps where you want them and this tucked tightly up against the side of the bed here, we can tighten all of those bolts and nuts down with a 10mm socket. We can also tighten down that set screw with our Allen key here. This is just a standard size Allen key. And then we can repeat that process on the other side. What we can do now is attach our foam piece up against the front of our bed. This is going to seal the back of our cap for our cartridge here. We can go ahead and trim that off with a pair of scissors. Then we can install our cap. So with the seal facing the cab and the little brush facing the tailgate, what we can do is lay this over. And line it up on either side. You'll see that there are little retainer clips. We can take our provided hardware. It's going to be the long Phillips head bolt. Put that down on through. We can tighten it up with a Phillips head screwdriver. Same thing for the other side. What we can do now is attach our piece of Velcro that's provided in the kit to the side of the bed. This just makes the strap easily accessible for when you want to open and close your tonneau cover. I'm just going to pull the protective layer off, stick it on the side of the bed there, and then that will hold the strap. Last but not least, you're gonna receive a lubricant wipe within the kit. We wanna make sure that we lubricate the rails. This is going to ensure that this is going to come out and go back in very easily. So in the kit, you also are gonna be provided with 2 drain tubes. These are gonna go underneath the canister, and there are gonna be fittings on the bottom. Now these will go to the factory drain hole location, or you could make a new one. If you do have the factory bed cover like we do, there is gonna be a tiny a hole on either side for a drain. However, it's not big enough to fit these drain tubes through. So if you decide to do that, you will have to drill out the bed cover in order to install these correctly. However, I will show you where these fittings and foam washers go. So what we can do on either side is put our drain tube into place. It should click in just like that, and then you can route this down to the factory drain hole, and then do the same thing for the other side. So that's gonna wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe, and for more videos and products like this, always keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.